I'm right outside Israeli city Kiryat Shmona in northern Israel. Behind me here, it's exactly where the rocket exploded. You can see that they covered the hole with sand, but let me show you what the rocket did miss. Homes of Israelis who are living only a few hundreds of meters from where the rocket fell. The rocket had one address, Israeli civilians, but by miracle, it didn't hit a home, but fell in an open area. Imagine if a rocket was fired on your country, your city, and your town. I want you to imagine for a second. Would that make headlines on the international media? Would people be shocked? Well, then why people are not shocked when Israel is hit by rockets? Would you want an army to defend you and your family? Well, that's what Israel did. The Hezbollah terrorist group has fired 19 rockets from Lebanon into Israel. Yes, that's the actual footage that they published of themselves firing rockets. 10 rockets were intercepted by the Iron Dome, 6 fell in Israel, and 3 didn't make it to Israel and fell short in Lebanon. Thousands of Israeli families ran to bomb shelters to take cover as sirens were sounding throughout this region where I'm standing now. This comes after Palestinian terror groups started all of this by firing rockets into Israel. The Israeli army responded with heavy barrage of mortar shells, and fighter jets were attacking Hezbollah targets in Lebanon during the night. Right now, it feels a little bit tense here. There are less cars on the road, whereas on a normal Saturdays, Israeli tourists are flooding this area. But something amazing is happening in Lebanon that you must be aware of in order to understand this entire situation, because it's not going to stop. The Lebanese people are very angry with Hezbollah. This video was taken yesterday after Hezbollah fired rockets on Israel. You can see Lebanese villagers kicking out of their village a Hezbollah terrorist who drove a truck full of rockets to be fired into Israel. And notice how terrified he is. He is not used to that. They are fed up with Hezbollah putting their lives in danger. But even more than that, they know that Israel is not their enemy. Hezbollah is their enemy. Lebanon is on the verge of collapse. And it's mainly because of Iran's influence in the country through Hezbollah, their proxy in Lebanon. Iran doesn't care about Lebanon in the same way it doesn't care about its own people. Iran's regime cares about destroying Israel, even at the cost of Lebanese people. And well, how can I say this? The Lebanese people are not excited about that. I have a message to the people of Lebanon from the very site where the rocket exploded. We are not your enemy. Your enemy is living within you. It is Hezbollah. Israel never wanted war with you. We want peace with you. Let's make it happen. Share this video if you support peace in the Middle East.